Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Andrew, and we've come to haunt you. And this is the Daniel Andrew Show,
Where we give our opinions about movies and TV that we have been watching lately. So, Andrew, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Daniel. What news we got this week?
It is Halloween as we speak, and I thought that we will talk about some Halloween fun stuff and then talk about our very not Halloweeny movie topic this week.
Sounds perfect.
So, what you doing for Halloween? Anything exciting?
Absolutely nothing.
I am doing the scariest thing of all. Working. Somebody wanted work off for Halloween, which I do not blame them, so I'm working for them. So, you have any fun memories from when we were kids for Halloween?
Remember being a ninja once?
I think we were a ninja more than once.
Power Ranger, maybe?
Power Ranger. I remember buying a Power Ranger, just a Power Ranger t-shirt and wearing that and being like, it's my costume. And then like, no, everyone's like, that's not a costume. It's like, that's as far as I'm going. When I was later in life. That was like high school. Do you remember?
Power Ranger walkie-talkies.
Ooh, that's fun.
I don't know you remember those. They were like really big because we're talking like walkie-talkie. They were like full-size like action figure dolls that were really, really heavy. Like you could whack somebody with that thing. And they had like very small range, but
I don't remember that. I bet those were cool though. I remember going to, there's like a festival. Was it at the school or at the park or something where they had games and stuff and they had a cakewalk? That was the most fun, where you like walk on the pieces of paper or whatever, and if you win you get a cake, like a baked good to take.
I don't even remember that. I remember
You
going
remember
to
that?
the mall.
Oh yes, the mall. That old fun time where you like literally walk through the mall and like they have like candy at the different
Just
stores or whatever.
Little, people who are paid to be there to give you candy.
Huh? I'll take it.
Yeah.
I think there's worse jobs in the world than getting paid to give candy out, right? Yeah, I do remember that. That was fun, I think. You don't remember going to that little park thing? They like blow up stuff, like bouncy houses and stuff.
No, I also have like terrible memory, like elementary school. I don't know. It's just a blur, man. Never happened for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like never cared about Halloween on our. I think that's quite obvious that we don't even have a Halloween movie to talk about this week. That we're not that big into Halloween. Not in the Williams family.
I say we're more Christmas, Thanksgiving people.
Yes, for sure.
So stay tuned for the holiday season.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out some fun Christmas thing. I can do more voices when Christmas comes around. We can do a very yeah. This is Halloween. Shut up.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek of our great voices. Anyway, the true greatest question of Halloween: candy. When you got the candy in the bag, what was the holy grail? What was like what you wanted?
I don't know. I'm not very picky when it comes to candy. I like chocolate bars. Like if there was a full chocolate bar, that'd probably be the best.
Yeah.
Like just plain chocolate. I'm not too big on like Snickers or Reese's or anything. But
It was Kit Kats for me.
Kit Kats, yeah.
Love me some Kit Kats. And they would always have the orange Kit Kat. Like it would just be a Kit Kat, but it was orange. Those were good. I just like Kit Kats. I bought a Kit Kat because I was like, I'm gonna have no Halloween candy, so I'm gonna buy myself some candy. So I will be eating that Kit Kat probably after we finish.
What are your
doing this podcast?
Candies? Nowadays.
Honestly,
now that you're an old man,
I am such an old man. I'm big 2'5", but I like M&Ms, like the peanut M&Ms. It's basically like stuff that Dad likes. It's like stuff that I like, you know. Do you remember? Did you ever get like those popcorn balls and stuff? Like the caramel popcorn balls and stuff, and they're like, or like
I think I know what you're talking about.
Caramel apples and stuff. Those are like Halloween things that I would always see. They're just like fall stuff.
Yeah, caramel apples. Yeah, that's a pretty Halloween sort of thing. Yeah, lots of people like those.
I always liked, like gummy worms and stuff. Like, remember that edible dirt? Do you know what I'm talking about?
They got edible everything these days, Daniel.
I know, but we were kids. Do you don't remember that? Like, it's like edible dirt with like the gummy worms in it and stuff. It's probably just like cookie crumbles.
Probably. I can't remember it now, but
I always thought stuff like that was kind of fun. But yeah, I never liked being like scared and stuff. That was never like fun for me. Haunted houses, no thanks. I think probably now I'd be fine, but I remember when I was a kid, I was not down for haunted house.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, this is in elementary school, surprisingly or not. This is actually a Halloween thing too. So we went. I was in Boys and Girls Club. I think we were like 5th or 6th grade, and they took kind of like our whole friend group to like one of like the scarier like haunted houses, and our whole group like went in, and we were so scared, and like we were walking through, and they were like all hiding behind me and stuff,
Oh yeah,
that was probably the best Halloween, actually. Now that I think about it, because it's the only one I remember, really, apparently. So,
well, I know that we went one time because in Utah they would have like stuff like in the woods. There would be like a parking lot next to like a park or something. I remember one time we went to a haunted house and I was so scared. I did not want to be there, and you were like, "Yeah, it's okay," but I was like freaking out.
I remember that one. Yeah.
I never liked going into haunted houses, but I got to be in some haunted houses when I was in high school. That was fun. Scaring the crap out of people was fun.
Like working the haunted house?
Working it, yeah. Like I was one of the haunted houses in high school. They did it was a circus theme that year, and I was literally the ringmaster. It's like you'd walk in, and I was like in a ringmaster outfit, and I was like, "Welcome to the circus" or whatever. And like that was pretty fun. I do remember that. That was fun. What's your favorite Halloween movie or scary movie?
I'd have to say, as far as like horror movies go, I don't really watch too many. The only ones I've really seen are Paranormal Activity, and no one thinks that's scary except me.
The last 5 minutes are scary. That's it.
Yeah, the rest of the movie is literally like chairs slightly moving to the
It's
side and
boring. Other than the
yeah.
last 2 minutes, it's like, all right, get to it.
I don't know, when I was younger it's like just having it be from like security camera footage and stuff, and it just makes it seem like it's more real even though it's not. I don't
I
know that.
remember we watched all the Final Destination movies, if you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that.
I've seen that. Yeah, those aren't really scary. They're just like kind of gory, like how they gonna die next
How
sort
they
of
got
thing.
there. Well, the thing that's scary about Final Destination, it's not like a killer with a knife, right? It's like death is coming for you.
Fate.
Like you
Yeah.
can't. It's an unseen force. That's what's kind of scary about that movie. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I like the classic horror movies. Your Halloweens, your Friday the 13th. Um, Nightmare on Elm Street. I do like Scream a lot. That's probably my favorite because they're kind of meta. They like talk about horror movies at the same time being a horror movie.
Mm.
The most recent one I did see, I thought that was pretty good. Um, and then you got your classic Halloween Town. Great
Yeah.
Halloween movie. And
Yeah,
how
I
many of those
remember
were
you
there?
watching that.
Four of
Like,
those.
yeah, and you all loved those movies
Yep.
because I was subjected to them.
They weren't
Because
scary.
I
So
think the first one was good, and then like there was like Halloween Town this, Halloween Town that.
it's
And
Halloween Town, Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. And then it's
do you really have that in your mind?
Halloween Town
Or
High when they're in high school, and then Return to Halloween Town.
so you don't have this up in the background, you just know them.
No, I know it. I know it in
Oh
my
yeah,
head. The
that's sad.
fourth one, Return to Halloween Town, they got rid of the lead actress, and they got it was Kimberly J. Block. They got rid of her, and they brought
Thank
Sarah
God you know
Paxton.
her name.
She was terrible. Sarah Paxton, I hate you. You ruined the final Halloween Town.
Oh darn! It was had such a good chance of being good.
It was great. How dare
Shucks.
you? Shucks. You wish you were in Halloween Town. That lady's probably living off just being
I
in
was the
Halloween
guy in
Town.
the mask, actually. You just didn't know it.
There's a guy in the mat. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I assume it's Halloween, so there's probably a guy in a mask in it somewhere. That guy was me.
You're probably right, to be honest.
News?
Were you? I I thought we could just continue talking about Halloween Town. Why do there has to be any news?
I was done with Halloween Town at Halloween Town 2.
Damn it.
15 years ago.
Hey, first of all, I don't think it was it 15 years ago.
I don't know. Probably longer than that. Who knows?
Oh my God! Return to Halloween Town, the last one, came out in 2005. Jeez, Louise, I'm old. When did the first one come out? Then
That was pretty accurate then. A little more than that.
the first one. My gosh, it's impossible. Okay, 2000. No, that's the second one. 2002. Probably like 1999, probably, or 98, something like that. 98 was the first one. What a time to be alive, 1998. I was one.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the prime time for Halloween Town, man, and you're just honest.
Guess
That's
I
probably.
was, too mature for it at that point.
I don't think so. You were 5. You're right in the sweet spot. You just don't know
That's
great
just mature
film
for
when you
my
see it.
age, I guess.
That's clearly a 9 out of 10 movie. That Halloween Town.
Whoa there. Whoa. Don't disrespect a 9, my guy. Oh, my goodness.
I think Halloween Town is just as watchable now as Black Adam is.
I guess we'll get to that in our review.
I actually liked the movie. I don't know why but I still like Halloween Town. You know what? They're just as watchable. I don't rescind that comment.
Okay.
I bet they still play
from Halloween Town now.
I bet they still play Halloween Town on Disney Channel right now. It's probably playing.
Yeah, except no one watches Disney Channel anymore.
What? I'm sure there's some kind of kid. I don't know why I said kind of kid. A kid sitting watching Halloween Town right now. Or adult. So, your favorite Halloween or scary movie is what? Paranormal Activity?
I wouldn't really say I have a favorite. I don't know. Ones that are memorable are Hocus Pocus.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. I haven't seen the second one. Heard it wasn't very good.
Okay.
That's true. I don't know. Haven't seen it. And I really can't think of if you name some off, maybe I'll remember it, but
Well, I said the classic ones, like the slasher ones, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I know
Scream is more newer.
I know
Final
Dad turned
Destination.
on like Chucky one time, and I was like, "Turn it on! That's,
No,
some scary stuff."
Not
Yeah,
true.
he thought it was funny.
He did not. You did not say turn it off because you were out of the room. I was the one saying turn it off, turn it off. You left me. You left your brother high and dry.
Hey man,
to be scarred.
Don't mess around with Chucky, dude.
I remember watching. He did. He was laughing his ass off. My dad.
Yes,
my dad was. He was like, "Oh, I'm so funny. I'm scaring my kids." And I remember I watched a lady head get hit by a hammer as she falls out a window and falls into a truck. That was quite the time, and it was so fake looking. But I remember that quite vividly, as you can tell by my vivid reaction to it.
Yeah.
Hey, tell that cat to shut up.
Yeah, will do.
I think the cat, honestly, though, does make it more Halloween themed. She's not a black cat, though, but really scare the audience, get the audience in the mood.
That was actually a sound effect.
We should get some bat sounds, some door creaking without any oil hinges. What other scary sounds? Thunder strikes.
Yeah, howling.
Oh, I can do that myself. Did you see that? That was.
Okay, let's go to the news.
Like I said, I did not have any news really to talk about in particular. Did you have any Halloween related stuff that you wanted to talk about?
No, not really.
Well, we can get right into the movie of the week if you'd like.
All right. The movie review of the week is Black Adam. Spoilers ahead.
Yes, very exciting. So I saw this movie in IMAX. I quite enjoyed the movie, the whole movie experience. I went into this movie with rock bottom, pun intended, expectations.
Yet you saw it in IMAX.
Well, if I'm going to see it, I'm going to see it the best way I can.
Okay.
And I liked it. I I think it was probably a low bar to clear because I had very low expectations, and that's probably why I liked it. Um, it was a lot. It was lighter fare than they usually put out. It wasn't so monotone. The washed out colors.
Yeah,
You know.
was it black every time you look at the screen? It's just yeah, like the Superman one and stuff are all like grayed out, and
Yeah, well, it's that
Justice
Zack
League.
Snyder.
Yeah,
It didn't look like everything didn't look like 300. Look,
yeah,
I, that's what I liked about this movie. There was fun stuff and the superheroes with their very ridiculous costumes, but they looked cool. Um, um, so I guess we should first start out with uh, the man himself, the Man in Black, Black
yes.
Adam, or Teth Adam.
Batman. Oh,
No.
Black Adam.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
my bad.
No,
My bad.
I don't want to talk about Batman. I talked about Batman plenty in my day. What'd you think about the Rock here, Dwayne?
Well, first, I did like the movie.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty entertaining.
that's good.
I mean, The Rock pretty much holds up this movie. I mean, I think he does a pretty good job. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about him, really. I think he did the best job he could actually playing a superhero without being himself. Because in almost every movie where he's The Rock, he's just The Rock. I do feel like in this one, he was Black Adam most of the time. There are a few lines where it's like, oh, that's definitely The Rock right there.
I did like that because when he is actually playing a character, not playing himself, those are usually his best movies. Like The Rundown, that's a good movie. And he's not just playing himself, he's playing a character. This movie, he's actually playing a character. He's in those Fast and Furious movies. Though I like that Fast Five's a good movie, he's just playing himself. He's The Rock if he was a, whatever agent officer guy going after these criminals. He's not playing a character. He's just being himself. Like Central Intelligence, that's a pretty funny movie. I feel like he's more playing a character in that, though. He's playing someone who wasn't popular in high school and stuff like that. Was actually a character that he was playing. He wasn't just, I'm The Rock, here's my eyebrow, So I did like him more in this movie. I actually got into this whole conversation with people at work about, because he's The Rock and everything. And there's this one guy who was like, that's not true. He plays all kinds of different characters. And I was like, I don't, you're definitely, he's like, you could say that.
Definitely just The Rock. That guy's wrong.
He's like,
just The Rock.
He's like, everyone just plays themselves in a movie. And then he said Denzel Washington doesn't play a different character in other movies. And I was like, have you seen any Denzel Washington movies? You're saying The Equalizer and Fences are the same movie with the same character? I don't think so. Very different characters. I just thought it was like, no. I was trying
like the worst person to make a comparison to. He's like
exactly
one of the best actors of the last 30 years.
Jared Leto, he plays the same character at every. I'm not saying that's what he said, but that's like, no, he doesn't. They're completely different people. Christian Bale.
I can kind of see it if he had said like Deadpool. That guy, I'm blanking on his name. He always plays himself in every movie. That would have been a good comparison.
And him and The Rock are in Red Notice that came out earlier this year, and they're just playing themselves.
They're just playing themselves.
And then it's like Gal Gadot's like, I'm here too. Anyway, but I he was actually playing a character which I liked, and he did a good job in this movie. Like him, like, you know, fish out of water, trying to, you know, pick up slang. He tells him what sarcasm is.
Fish out of water, the only DC movies they can do well is fish out of water.
Really?
Think about it.
Other
Wonder
than
Woman, first one, fish out of water.
True. I guess Aquaman is technically a fish out of water.
It's literally a fish out of water.
They're not really on the you know.
Yeah, but he's not like a fish out of water. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
On some scale, I'm sure there are some jokes.
That's a good point, because Aquaman's not that great of a movie. Is Shazam? I don't know if I call that fish out of water.
I mean, it's kind of fish out of water because it's a guy who's getting his powers, and he's just like, "Whoa, this does that! Whoa, this is so cool!" That's the whole Shazam movie.
Don't you bash Shazam? That's a good movie. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I liked it where he's telling him he's trying to work on his catchphrases. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was the same joke in Shazam. They were talking about catchphrases that whole movie. That's almost the same jokes.
Wow. Because I haven't seen Shazam recently. That movie came out like a few years ago now.
He's like talking with his friend that's like crippled. They're talking about catchphrases like the entire movie, and in the entire movie of this movie, they're talking about catchphrases.
Well, that fits in the Shazam verse here,
I guess. I'm just saying a lot of it was reused.
I've liked both of them so far in this. Call this the Shazam verse here. All right, let's talk about the other heroes. What'd you think about?
They also even have a similar end credit scene.
That's true.
It's almost the same movie, am I right?
Apparently, they almost did the same thing, where just like headless person, and
because they didn't know.
Yeah, and they filmed this. They filmed it with him a month before. They filmed it in September. That's how last minute that end credit scene was.
Yeah, I believe it.
We'll get to that. What did you think of Dr. Fate?
Dr. Fate was definitely one of the better ones for me. I think he did a good job. What's it? Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brosnan.
James Bond, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good actor. He's usually, decent or better in most of the movies he's in, and he's a believable Dr. Fate. I thought, we're going to get into the spoilers of the movie here. He dies in the movie, and I felt like it was kind of dumb. And then he dies and drops his helmet, and Hawk Guy is like, I'm going to use your powers real quick because that makes sense. And, steals his power for 5 seconds and gets the upper hand on Satan.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of Halloween-y when they go against basically Satan. That's pretty metal.
The devil himself. What other horror movie could there be?
Is that considered? Was he the devil, or he just got powers from like people in hell? I don't know.
People in hell. I don't know. Those hell people always trying to get at us, and sure we'll never see them again
with their pentagrams on their chests there. I liked Dr. Fate. I think Pierce Brosnan's a perfect choice because it has to be an older guy, distinguished guy,
wise
guy. Like, it was a perfect choice. Pierce Brosnan, great. Bond, I was glad to see him. He hasn't done anything really of note in recent years, and Pierce Brosnan's a good actor, and hopefully he'll get some more good stuff. I would watch Dr. Fate, like prequel to this, where he's just like a little younger, or like a JSA, Justice Society, like just him and Hawkman going on other adventures together. I would
Yeah.
totally watch that for sure, like a series. Um,
Yeah. I mean, we can get into Hawkeye if you want. He was actually, of the Justice Society, he was actually my favorite.
we'll get into him. Two more things about Dr. Fate. I would watch a series with him. My only slight issue with him is he's kind of has similar powers to that, like the look of it just kind of look like Doctor Strange, but I think that's just because Doctor Strange was made first, into a movie.
I guess I never thought that he looked too much like Strange or anything.
No, I'm not saying he looks like
you
him,
mean
but
like
his
the
powers,
hand motions.
He's doing the hand motions and like the realities are changing in the mirrors.
Oh
and,
yeah, where he was like putting like the dark dimension or whatever to block stuff. Yeah, actually, now that you mention that, that is very similar to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and I think that I liked him, like he's wearing like a silk robe on the plane, and he's like, typical, like, I'm austere rich guy, but I thought he was funny, and there were really good parts with him, and like I said, I think Pierce Brosnan is a really good actor and is underutilized nowadays.
I think he did good, minus that one part where they use his abilities afterwards. That's my only thing with it.
Yeah, but that's not even his fault.
The Doctor Strange powers didn't bother me.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're essentially the same character because Doctor Strange can look in the future as well. It's done it before.
Right. Hey, Doctor Strange doesn't drop any onks on people. That's that symbol, the Egyptian symbol. That's an onk.
I mean, he could if he wanted to.
He's like, Doctor Strange, drop the onk. That'd been funny. They just like completely rip off the character. I don't know who came first, to be honest. Actually, I'm curious.
I have no idea.
You tell me how you thought about Hawkman, not Hawk Guy.
Wasn't there a Hawk Guy or
there's Hawk Eye? This one is Hawkman.
Yeah, no. So it's just Hawkman and
Hawkman.
Hawk Girl. I know there's a
Hawk
girl in DC. I just didn't know he's Hawkman.
He's Hawkman.
Well, like I said earlier, he is my favorite one out of the Justice Society. He's kind of reminds me of like Captain America, but the Hawk version of Captain America.
You mean the current one, the Falcon?
Not the current one. He's just Captain America with Hawk powers, essentially.
You're not saying like Falcon because he's Falcon.
I'm not saying like Falcon. I'm saying like wings. Original Captain America, where he's like, I don't want to kill nobody. Justice is everything to him, or whatever. And then he has his mace that can even redirect stuff, like Captain America's shield.
He also has a shield at one point.
Oh yeah, he does. And I mean, I love the design of his wings and everything. The whole look with it's kind of like Spartan looking armor and stuff looked really good, and it matched his wings that were like metal plating and stuff, which looks really good. And his mace can turn into an axe. I mean, I want to play this guy in a video game, man. He's sweet.
I remember there was a Justice League game, and where you could play as different people. They need to do another one. I would definitely
a good one. Do another Marvel Alliance too. I don't know. They don't know how to give anybody what they ask for these days.
It was called the Avengers, and it's terrible. Anyway, go ahead.
That's not what we asked for.
I didn't say that's what we asked for. That's what we got.
Yeah, we got freaking the game we talked about last week.
I thought Hawkman was always a cool character. He was on the DC shows. They did like the Arrow shows. There was a Hawkman and a Hawkgirl, and I thought those are also always a cool, interesting character. And in the comics, most of the time he's actually reincarnated person, so they're actually like intertwined. Hawkgirl, Hawkman. They're always a couple, and then they reincarnated through time together. And then they always fight crime together. But I thought Hawkman was kind of cool. They kind of did like he's wearing like, like multicolored outfits. Like he's kind of like trying to do like Black Panther, and he has his like jet that he like pops out the bottom of the jet and into his, suit, and then he flies away or whatever. I thought he looked really cool. I think the Hawkman outfit was cool, and the wings looked really badass with the red accents on the gold wings. I don't know, that any person with gold wings, I think, looks pretty dope. Like the gold wings.
Yeah,
and
I don't. In the TV show, meaning like the Justice League, like cartoon, it was like actually like hawk wings. I think that would have been as cool as well, but it didn't really match what they were going for. But
yeah, they were going for like a regal look to him, I think.
Yeah.
Aldous Hodge is the actor. He did a good job. I've seen him many times before, and he's a character actor
he's
for
been
sure.
in other stuff.
And I like him. I thought he did a good job. He's like the one that actually, he's not just jokes or, little things here and there. He was like the code.
He was the main character. He was the main character for sure.
He was like behind Black Adam. He's probably had the most screen time, the actual most to do, like hero wise,
Yeah. Because it was certainly not the villain, that's for sure.
Oh, the villain, it's
was
like
barely even in it.
It was just like every superhero thing. You have a pretty decent story, interesting. I like the development of the characters, and then CGI fight. It was like they had a movie, and then they were like, "Where
Let's add
is
another
our
fraction of a movie.
CGI battle?" Like he's like, and he's in this underwater base. He can never talk again. Psych. Fight time. Anyway, we'll get to. Back to Hawkman. It's like the mace would spin, and then it could turn into an axe, and he had a shield, and he had the wings to protect him. He had a helmet. I thought every detail about him was pretty cool. He had the plane that was supposed to be indestructible, but then at the end blew up. So I don't know. He needs to.
It was being attacked by Satan.
I think he needs to go to, Giant Planes, Jets R Us, and get his money back on his indestructible plane.
That was a pretty sweet jet, though.
It was a cool jet.
The detachable thing of a bomb that could go underwater.
The X-Men jet?
Yeah, it did look a lot like the X-Men jet.
Because they leave like this house that looks like the X-Men mansion, and then it comes out.
Yeah, it's a complete. I don't. Yeah. Maybe they came up with it first, but from the movies, it looks like a complete rip.
The only thing that they needed is for it to turn invisible, like the X-Men jet, and then it would be exactly the same. So I looked up.
Also, I had one little gripe about the jet. Let me say it real quick.
Yeah.
So near the end of the movie, he becomes Satan or whatever, right? I forget what his name was. Do you remember the name of the
Ishmael or something?
They give him like a different name when he becomes the devil. I don't know what it is. But so he comes back alive and he just like teleports to like the desert or whatever as they're flying back because his body was on the ship. And then they get a reading on the jet that tells them that it's a bad guy and that its exact name. It was like, I'm picking up this bad life or whatever that name was. I was like, how does the jet do that? Like, was that in the database? Has this thing existed before? Like, that was my only gripe with the Jet.
I have no clue. His name is Ishmael Sabak because it's the crown. What,
Oh,
crown of
maybe
Sabak, right?
yeah, they called him, maybe they called him Sabak. I don't remember what
I
they
think they
called
were
him.
saying they were feeling the crown, like because they had the crowns, like essence or whatever. So that's probably what they were saying they were picking up.
But it was, I didn't like that little tidbit they put in there. It was that actually that whole last little act was not very great, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So, I looked up. So Doctor Fate was first introduced in 1940. Doctor Strange, 1963. So we know who the first one was. Anyway, so let's talk about the other two. I liked Cyclone. I like her power, looks cool. Her like colorful tornadoes. I thought that was pretty cool, and she looked dope with her hair, like her red hair, like, and it was all, nice big luxurious hair, and she's like spinning and stuff. I thought that looked cool. I don't know, that worked for me, and I liked that actress. I didn't know who she was, and she impressed me. What'd you think?
Quite the opposite. I actually, like literally the opposite. I thought her and the guy were the weakest part of the movie for sure. Well, maybe not the weakest part, but a part that I was rolling my eyes at. Like the look of her little tornado powers, where it was just like colors and stuff. I actually did not like that at all.
Oh, really? When she was in like slow motion, I thought that looked so cool. I don't know, that worked for me.
And then like throwing all that wind around would mess her hair up, not like make it more pretty or whatever. So that I know it's just a movie.
It's magical hair powers, Andrew. What?
And her wind powers like made no sense. They were like, she was throwing pipes or whatever, but she was like throwing it with like super precision, like tons of pipes. I don't know. They didn't explain her powers very good, other than that she controls the wind.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, quite the opposite.
The one I didn't like was Atom Smasher. I thought that he was just not fun Ant-Man because he was just grow.
That's exactly what he was.
He was. I think that guy. By the way, that actor is lame. I know he was like some like teen heartthrob guy, and he was on like these Netflix movies that did well.
You say so.
His name's Noah something Centennial.
Noah, boring my ass off.
Yeah, he is boring. He's just a handsome guy that they're trying to make a thing. They need to stop trying to make Noah Centineo happen because it's not. He's the only part that I liked about him is that he got his hand-me-down from his uncle, and it was the Fonz was his uncle. That was the only part that I liked about his character.
I did like the one joke that's a recurring joke. A lot of the jokes are recurring jokes, where he would mess something up and Hawkman would be like, when this is over, you and me. Yeah,
on the ship.
That was quite a funny joke. I was laughing.
But it wasn't even about him. Like,
yeah, it was more Hawkman. But I did like the part where he like threw his hands up and hits him, and he was all pissed off about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
That was funny. I don't know. I just thought that guy was like, this is some young person that young people know. We'll throw him in this movie. Like, we need an actor.
Yeah. I don't think he really brings much to the table. Like, I feel like he wasn't really that strong in comparison to Hawkman. Like, I know he's punching you because he has a big body, but I feel like Hawkman's hit, from flying straight into you and hitting you is probably going to hit you just as hard as him walking up and punching you. I don't know. Maybe that's just in my head, but I don't think he was really needed. The smart lady, sure. That way you can, have your little nanobots explain some dumb stuff away. But
I don't know. There's just something about him that, like, he did not work for me, just like she didn't work for you. But I don't know. Just maybe she's just more likable. I don't know. He just seemed fine, serviceable, I guess. But
yeah, they were going for like the young, quirky, kind of like Tom Holland thing, and they didn't even get close to it. So
I don't know. That's
what they were going for.
I guess. I don't know. This movie has been in development for so long. Like I wonder how many rewrites this movie had, because there's a lot of chunky, it's like really chunked out parts, I feel like, of this movie.
Yeah.
They made sure to let us know that I'm not a hero, except pretty much every chance he gets, he does the heroic thing. But he's not a hero. It's like,
well, yeah, they kind of did that on purpose, though, because in the end, he was like, you can be our hero or whatever. So they were kind of leading up to that.
well, the people he was saving, the mom, Adriana is her name in the movie, and the kid's name is Amon. I think that I think they did a pretty good job, and the mom was a pretty decent character. The kid's just a kid, It's like, you should save me. I'm a kid. I think superheroes are cool.
I ride skateboards.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah, that's like, what is that? Steve Buscemi? What he's like, hello, fellow teenagers. You seen that meme?
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah. It's like, I thought
go ahead.
I think the kid did a good job. By kid actor, Barr, he cleared that. I'm not a big kid actor fan. They have to be like really good kid actors. Macaulay Culkin, Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense. Like, you need to be a good kid actor, and I thought he did a pretty good job. You can get really fast, quickly be annoying, and I think that kid did a good job. And I think just like those kids in Shazam, I think did a good job. Like I said, for some reason, if it's a Shazam movie, I think, or a Shazam universe movie, it works for me. Let's see. So there was. What did you think of them?
I thought the kid was better than the mom. I thought some of their dialogue was just not great. Like, sometimes they'll just be like, we are the typical people who are being oppressed, where they've been oppressing us for 27 years and no one's done anything about it.
That's a good point.
Why don't you do something about it? I mean, like, you picked up pipes and fought off literal hell. I mean,
well, first of all, they were very non-threatening zombies. Okay, there was about 6 of them. There wasn't even that many. He was brand
new to being Satan, and he was only able to summon level 1 skeletons.
He could only summon 8.5 skeletons to fight these people with pipes. The
they
uncle
had no
guy
skills. They
who
were
literally
who
literally got shot in the stomach with a pipe could handle the monsters as this guy summoned.
Well, they explained it away with nanobots. Well, I was also complaining about the same thing.
Oh,
there's a short scene.
He did that with the nanobots?
Yeah, she did, the little tornado
Oh.
lady. Yeah,
On the
I didn't
uncle?
realize that. That's what Laura said. So take it up with her. But I was a little bit confused about it too.
So
I
you're
thought they were looking at the bad guy's body, but that's what Laura said. So
okay. So you saw it. So your wife says that first that's what happened. Okay, well I guess I didn't catch that when I saw it. And you also didn't catch it apparently, so
I didn't catch it either. I was like, why is he walking around like totally fine where he got shot with a bullet wound or whatever?
yeah, whatever. Guy who nanobotting after he got shot can take care of whatever undead
Yeah,
that these guys.
there's no recovery time. You just nanobot for like 5 minutes and you're good to go.
You just got to nanobot it up. All right. So there was some other than the Fonz, Harry Winkler. There was the lady from Peacemaker. She was in that for 5. She was there. She was the one at the
Who's that?
prison.
Was that the jail lady?
Yeah.
Oh, I had never seen that show, so I had no idea who
She's
that
also
was.
in the Suicide Squad. She's the one that I think knocks out Viola Davis's character, who's somebody's wife. It might be James Gunn's wife.
Literally, I didn't even think that was that great of a movie, but I don't even remember it. That was a fish out of water movie too.
Really?
Want to know why?
I am listening.
There was a starfish out of the water.
Oh. Hilarious. I didn't.
Yeah.
I really. That was the biggest stretch I've ever heard.
Yeah, like as big as that starfish.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so she's from that. I watched that show a little bit and wasn't a big fan, to be honest. I like him. I think he's
didn't really like him in that movie, so I wasn't interested in the show, to be honest.
so anyway, that lady,
What was
she's
his name? Toilet Head something?
Toilet Head.
Metal Head? Whatever John Cena's
Peacemaker?
character is.
The one I just said?
Peacemaker. You did say that.
Anyway, James Gunn's wife. That's James Gunn's wife. That's so take that with a grain of salt. That's not nepotism. Anyway, she's in it for 5 minutes in a really terrible jacket.
Terrible scene. I mean, can we talk about this third act now? I mean, that's really what makes this movie not good.
Yeah, let's talk about the third act. I wouldn't even call it the third act. I call this the fourth act.
Yeah, there were 3 acts the movie could have ended, and there was like, oh yeah, we need some more stuff here, and then it put it in a fourth
they wanted
act.
to make sure we get Superman. So, so this last part of this movie is he willingly gives up his Black Adam powers by saying Shazam.
I thought, I was like, oh, okay, this is a good movie. They're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Go home.
And I was like, but I thought about it and I was like, why? Because I knew Superman was coming. That was the worst kept secret in the world. I was like, why would Superman just show up when he's in a tank, like a fish tank? That doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, oh, because this ain't over yet. Like, so he dies. The bad guy who turns on them, that I knew who was going to turn on them immediately, turned on them.
Mm-hmm.
He gets killed, magically killed, I guess is the only way you can come back as a king. The devil.
Well, you see,
Sabak power.
The only way to life was death, or it was death to life, and then you had to look at it in a mirror because they didn't have mirrors or something. I don't remember. And since he did that and died while holding it or something, he was able to come back to life.
But why wouldn't he just shoot himself while he's holding the crown? So do you have to magically die, and then you get to be the Devil's King guy? Do you have
That's
to?
a good point. I
Did
don't know,
you?
because they explained it away like he turned off the force field to die on purpose.
Yeah. So he
I
knows that. So you need to have Shazam shoot you with lightning to get devil
guess.
powers. I don't know. It didn't make any sense in my mind.
It was
And
dumb.
I thought that I don't know. I think the only part that I liked about it is that he like ripped him in half, and that was a pretty cool visual with him like lightning eyes, and he ripped him in half. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I thought all that was just the only part of the movie that I was like not too keen on. Just had the CGI fight. But they took care of him, and then he had the Doctor Fate power for 5 seconds. Hawkman,
I didn't
and
like that either.
um,
As I've already said.
but I don't know. And the indestructible ship went down, and I don't know. That's the only.
And he summoned the Hell Army.
Yeah, Hell Army that easily dispatched. So I thought that wasn't my favorite, but I thought most of this movie was pretty decent. Lots of good action. I'm really, 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 really tired of we are two heroes. We are going to fight because we have slight disagreement. Now we're friends. Let's team up. I'm tired of that. It happens in like everything. And I do not want a Black Adam versus Superman movie because it's going to be, we have a disagreement. I will fight you now, Superman. Now we are friends. Let's attack the villain. Can we just skip that?
I mean, they're setting this up because they want Black Adam versus Superman. I mean, that's the end game. I don't think they're going to take it the same way they did Justice League. Maybe Black Adam will be a bad guy. I don't know. Probably not. But I don't. They're doing it better this time. They're setting it up. They didn't set it up previously. They just threw it all in one movie, all the backstory, all these stupid ass people that didn't need to be in that movie. There should have been a Batman movie, Superman movie, and then you should have done it. They're doing it the right way this time. We have a good Black Adam film, and we've already had one good Superman film and a bunch of bad ones. So hopefully they can kind of catch Superman up in that movie and then get to the main point of whatever movie they want to make. I think it can be good. But we'll see.
I don't even know why they would do this because so Superman shows up in an end credit scene. And it's Henry
Cavill Superman. That's an important, because apparently if it was going to be anyone else, Black Adam was just going to whoop his ass. That's what The Rock was making it seem like, because he was saying it was like at Comic-Con or something. He was like, well, that depends on who's playing Superman.
Anyway, Henry Cavill shows up as Superman, and I, once again, do not care. The only thing that I cared about is that he is wearing the brightly colored suit. He was wearing the blue with the red, with the yellow background.
And they played the good music. They played the old Superman song, not
Did they?
News. Yeah, right. It wasn't like the old orchestra version, but it was like a modernized version of the song.
Really?
It was not like the full song or something. It's a little clip when he comes in, but they play that little tune at the beginning as he's like flying in or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which I liked because I'm definitely a fan of the original Superman song. Not sure why they never used it in the. Maybe
I
it's too
think I think
bright in that dark Snyderverse.
oh yeah. I um I love Superman. I think Superman's great. I am totally down for more Superman. Give me more. I like Superman, so um, that's cool. I just don't really care about him, and I don't. I still don't know why they would do this because now they've changed leadership there. So are they still going to? I know that they said that he's going to do more. Just because he said it doesn't mean they are going to.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying this about forever at DC. Like, what are they gonna do with it? Like, this was bad. That was bad. This director left. We really have. They changed things all the way up to the last minute, and I'm sure it'll be like that for the next one. So it's just whatever we get. Hopefully, it's a good product and not Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah. Okay. We could talk more about DC, but let's give our ratings here.
All right. You can go first. I went first last time, I think.
As you usually do. I'm gonna go with an 8. I quite enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie was really fun. Um, I know if there's any Shazam related characters, I'm probably gonna like the movie, so I'm definitely gonna check out the second Shazam movie. Um, I think this is probably the last one that I've really enjoyed since that first Shazam movie. So, um, yeah, I think an 8. And I would see it in the theater. I think it's more. This would be more fun in the theater than watching it at home. What about you?
I pretty much agree with you on everything here. Not too many disagreements in this movie. I think this had the potential of being on a 9. The potential of it. Like if they had not done that whole last act and just kept it to the first 3 acts, this could have been a 9 movie, maybe 8, 9. Um, but that last act brings it down a lot for me. I think I'm going to go down to a 7. That's what I was telling my wife. And then she was like, well, you gave Cobra Kai an 8 or something like that, and they're terrible actors. And I was like, well, we're not grading their acting chops here. We're just giving our opinions on if the movie was entertaining or not. And I do think this movie was entertaining. So it's a 7 or an 8. I'm going to finish with an 8.
I'm saying 8 because that last part knocks it down a point, and then my other point is knocked out because it could have been a different person playing Black Adam. Totally, 100% could have been somebody else, and they would have done a
I don't
better
think that's
job.
true.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think that's true.
oh
I
yeah,
don't think that's true.
I think
I
so.
think Rock's got a charisma in this movie, and I think he does a good job. I think if it was some Joe Schmo, for one, it wouldn't have gotten the tickets it needed, for one, because nobody knows who Black Adam is really, the casual watchers. So
Well,
they needed a name behind it.
so I'm
I don't
saying
think so.
you could get like a relatively nobody to be Black Adam, and then you could get the side characters could have been most of the money went to The Rock, so they probably would have had more money to get better actors to be the Atom Smasher
But The Rock was selling the movie though.
I don't know. I think DC should be able to sell the brand itself should be able to sell tickets.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right. They should be able to sell, but they have such a horrible track record that it doesn't.
Yeah.
It simply doesn't.
Anyway, I think if you got better actors to play some of these roles like Atom Smasher, I think that's another thing that breaks it down. And then it's kind of there's a little bit of plot holes in this. But that I still think I had a really fun time seeing this movie. I saw it in the theater, saw it in IMAX. I got my popcorn. Really good. It was nicely, bright colors and fun action scenes. That scene, which is a straight rip of the Quicksilver scene in X-Men, but I still like it, is where it painted black and it's in slow motion and he's diverting the bullets and moving the helicopter blade and like all that stuff. I thought that worked for me. It was really cool and it was like a fun time. It felt like a Marvel movie. It didn't feel like a DC movie. It felt completely different tone.
Yeah, I think this is worth the watch in theaters. I see most superhero movies in theaters because I think they are better in theaters. It's about the only thing I do want to see in theaters. But I'd just go out and spend your money. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think this is.
I don't think it's worth IMAX, but
I thought it was. I think this is a movie that I would tell. Be like, hey, Dad, you should go see this movie, and he would probably enjoy this movie. And I think that's a pretty good bar for me. Where,
for the viewers who don't know, he don't like a lot of newer things.
That's true. So I think, I'm gonna try to get him to watch it. We'll see if he'll watch it, but I thought this was a pretty good movie, and I 2 for 2 for DC for this year because there was going to be Aquaman this year, but they moved it back a whole year. So I think these are the only 2 DC movies this year. Is The Batman, and this movie, and they're 2 for 2. I'd like them both, so I congratulate them on that because I'm sure it's been a long time since 2 DC movies came out in a year that I enjoyed. So kudos to them.
Has that ever happened before?
Maybe.
I doubt it. I'm sure this is a new thing for them. I think. There's no way, unless like Wonder Woman and like Shazam came out in the same year, but I don't think so.
They definitely did not.
Unless you're a fan of Aquaman, I don't think that happened then.
Let's see. Yeah.
I guess you're a fan of Suicide Squad, maybe Suicide Squad and something else.
Suicide Squad came out in 2016. Wonder Woman and Justice League came out in the same year, so that's a miss. Aquaman came out by itself. Shazam and Joker, no. I did like Joker, so I guess you can. It's not that great of a movie. I have problems with that film. Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman, 1984, no. The Suicide Squad and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I don't count that. Yeah, well, that's the current ones anyway. The DC.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
So no, this is the first time that they've done that. There's only like 5 years there to choose from, but still, good on you, DC. Congratulations to you.
Keep up the good work. A good Black Adam versus Superman, and don't call it that. Think of something better.
Black Superman. Just kidding. That would work.
Doomsday or something. I don't.
That's
know,
already
something.
a DC villain. Doomsday.
Whatever's happening in the background. Call it that. Don't call it
Black Adam versus Superman. Dawn of Justice. That's a good title. What do you think?
Sure.
That's Batman versus. It's called Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice. That's the subtitle of the movie.
Yeah, don't do that.
That movie is that unmemorable. You didn't even remember what the title of that movie was.
Dude, nobody knows. I did not know it was called that. I just know it was Batman vs Superman.
That's a bad movie.
That's way too long of a title. No wonder it failed.
That movie was way too long. That's why it failed.
Yes, the title was too long.
And the movie itself.
Yes, I know, yeah. All right, that's our show.
That's our show.
That's our show. You'll never see us again.
Show's over. Show's done. We made a Halloween episode so we can just put it in the trash. Also Viola Davis was in this movie. I forgot to say that. But she was only in it for like 5 seconds. Amanda Waller's character.
Yeah, I think it's just like, they have to put her in everything, it seems like. No, she has to have a little snippet because she's part of the Suicide Squad, so she's got to be in there.
That's an Oscar winner, damn it.
Yeah, they must have her like in contract for like
probably
20 movies or something, and they can just got to have her in every time.
She's awesome. That's 2 for 2 on movies with Viola Davis that I liked this year. I liked The Woman King as well, so there you go. Good job, Viola Davis, on that as well. So that is our review of Black Adam. What did you guys think of Black Adam? I'm curious. Did anyone else see this movie? I don't feel like as many people saw this movie as I thought would. So me and Andrew recommend it. 8. We went, what did you say? 8, right?
Yeah, I went with an 8. Yeah.
Okay, so we both said 8. What are you guys doing for Halloween? Doing anything fun? Hopefully not drinking because it's a Monday. So that's, you want to be ready for work the next morning. Well, if you work, of course. Some people don't work. Next week, what are we talking about, Andrew?
We will be talking about the Star Wars short stories, I believe.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. I have to watch the last one. I gotta watch that tonight. But yeah, I'm enjoying them so far. I'm excited to talk about them next week.
Yeah, I have seen all of it, and I am excited to share my opinions. So.
All right. We will talk about that next week, and we will also talk about all the news that we didn't talk about this week. Trailers, and I'm sure there'll be more news in this week.
Yeah, even more. We'll have a big news section next week.
So thank you guys for listening, and hope to fill your ears with more of our voices next week.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.